Hey, here we go once again. Setting it off, setting it straight with fam. I got my boy right here, Joshua. We're here today. Joshua, Jordan can't make it, today, but he told us to go ahead on and try to hold it down. It's going to be difficult to try to hold it down without him, but we're going to do the best we can without him. But we're going to make something happen today. We're going to talk about that draft and what we felt about it. That was some crazy stuff going on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to ask what the grade is, what we give for that first day. I know we're gonna come back with Jordan and talk about the rest of the draft and how it impacts everyone and how it impacts the team. But right now, we're just going to talk about that first round draft pick today. And Joshua, man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I was shocked, and I know everyone seemed to be shocked about how Dallas actually came out the first day. In the last couple of years, we didn't have, we was not encouraged that there was going to be, do some really good things, and that is just crazy because they even had stuff on social media like prepare for a letdown. Dallas Cowboy fans, you know what I'm saying? They were just going by saying all kind of crazy nonsense, man. And I was kind of nervous, man, because I'm like, okay, are we gonna? Is it going to be one of these years? It seemed like they started with everything right. We got the defensive coaching staff and all of that stuff, and we getting people. We're putting things in place, and everything seemed to be going in the direction where we wanted to go. But you never know. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause these Dallas Cowboys, man, there's a history of doing something crazy at the last minute, and we sit up here like, man, come on, what was that, right? But yeah, but this some good things happen, and I can't wait to get your opinion about it. I kind of know how you and Jordan was talking about it. I mean, how when we got our first pick and what came, how it come up to that first pick, the anxiety, what I'm saying, that everyone was having. We were like, can we? Nah, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. So I'm gonna let you go ahead on and talk about that, man, because and how you felt coming up to the number 11 pick, because we're coming in there like number 12, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you talk about how you felt actually getting to that point and what we got, and then what you thought about that first round pick. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll say this. I don't drink, but uh I drank a lot of water that day cuz I was sweating bullets. I was sweating bullets. I was like trying to go through all I was like looking at every single like insider. I'm like, okay, what are the teams going to pick? Like I'm as if like they knew it was going to happen. Like I will say this draft had everybody going crazy. This is probably one of the craziest drafts I've ever seen, right? Because I mean, for a lot of reasons, right? There's not that many blue chip talent out there. Um, you know, I would say proposed blue chip talent. I don't want to give any disrespect to any of
Right,
the
right.
draftees or NFL prospects here, but there was as far as their projection, people weren't as high on the projection of holistically speaking of all the NFL drafts of 2026 as opposed to the other years, right? So coming in, I'm like, man, I do not know what's going to happen. I'm like,
Right.
I'm hearing all these rumors like, okay, Dallas has to trade up. Dallas is going to trade up with they're either going to trade up with Cleveland Browns or going to trade up with Kansas City Chiefs.
For
They're
the
like,
number six spot.
exactly. Cleveland Browns, they're going to probably trade their 1 and 20 for their 12 and 20 for Cleveland Browns 6 and 39. And I'm like, at first I was kind of mad at it, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, because as we all heard, the talent between picks 20 to like pick 40 or pick 50 or 60 were, interchangeable, right? This is all it's more it became more in a subjective issue than an objective issue. It's like, what flavor do you really want? It wasn't like, okay, this person's overall just better. It's just like, oh, in one aspect, this one player was better here while the other player was better here. So, you had more chance of getting your guy at 39 as opposed to getting that premium talent with those, as a lot of these podcasters or a lot of these influencers have
Right,
said, like
right, right,
the big six, right? The big six, whether it be David Bailey, Arvell Reese, uh, Caleb Downs, which is my number one player in the draft, Sonny Styles, Ruben Bain, and Mansour Delane. Like, those were like the six that, like, okay, if the Dallas Cowboys were to get one of these six players, uh they're coming out as a better team, right?
right.
Um Caleb Downs, pipe dream, right before the draft, like, okay, like, we know that, like, it's a long shot to get Caleb Downs, even though we know Caleb Downs is the best player of the league, but I want to say
Of the
settle, but
draft,
like, we can
the
do
best player
good
of the
with
draft.
Monsoor Delane and or Sunny Styles, right? So I'm like, okay, like, all right, so we got a plan in place for Montour Delane, because we had these all these mock drafts had, I would say, 90% of the latest mock drafts
Right.
had Montour Delane going to the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. So the first, Roger Goodell gets on the stage, a lot of things happen, and they're all right. So the pick is in for
But before
uh
before you finish, but let me get this clear. So out of the five defensive players
six.
that you were looking to get, that you think the Dallas Cowboys, should get if come available, you were thinking Caleb Downs were the best of all of the defensive players that was out on the draft.
Oh yeah, and
And
then
then then
I have receipts. I have receipts to tell you this. Like,
right, but
I
but
had
also, but hold on, but also, and I'm gonna let you continue. But also, you were thinking Caleb Down would be the least likely for us to
yes,
get because he was one of the best defensive in the draft.
in my opinion, the best in the draft.
Okay, all right, now go
And
ahead, go ahead. All right,
yeah,
I just wanted to make that clear. You know what I'm saying before we go on. But go ahead.
so yeah, so like, yeah, uh, I'm waiting for Roger to get on stage. He gets on the stage, he does his speech, pick, you know, the Las Vegas Raiders is on the clock. The pick is in, and so everybody knows that Fernando Mendoza is going to be number one. Like, he was always going to be number one. There was no, how should I say, there was no speculation about it. Right? It would have been crazy if it was different.
Right,
So,
right,
you know, Fernando Mendoza, the Las Vegas Raiders select Fernando Mendoza, right? Indiana. All right, we got that out of the way. Now we're starting to get down into the meaty and greedy, right? So
right,
everybody's, I'm like, okay. Now Arvo Reese is like, was arguably, with some people were saying Arvo Reese was the best player, and other people were saying um,
Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs was the best defensive player in the draft, right? Arvel Reese, because he's, defensive end slash linebacker, almost Micah Parson esque, you know, bring back bad memories. But that's why he's rated so high. Like, and
Right,
then Caleb Downs, because he was pretty much the best player on his team, whether it had been at Ohio State or Alabama. Like, he was the best player on his team. He was All American, voted two times unanimously, All American safety. Just the best player on his team. So, like, it was between those two. So, like, it has to be one, like, either Arvo Reese or like Caleb Downs. And so, you know, the Roger Dell gets up on the stage. The New York Jets select David Bailey. Everybody was like, "What? Okay, like." We understand, like, okay, David Bailey's it's a more, if you're talking about like a more pure pass rusher, more pure defensive end, um from Texas Tech, excuse me, more pure defensive end. Uh, yeah, we can understand that. So he was probably a better defensive end than Arvell Reese was, because athletically speaking, he Arvell Reese is just a alien. But obviously, David Bailey's been doing edge defending since he was in the crib. So like, you know what I mean? So we can understand that, but now it kind of kind of sort of threw people's mock drafts off at that point. But people were still like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, that's one of my six. I'm like, okay, I still got, I still got Caleb Downs. I still got Stunny Styles. I still got
Arvell Reese.
Ruben Bain, and I still got
Arvell.
Mansour Delane. So I'm like, okay, I still got these people. So I'm like,
Right.
okay. All right. So Arizona Cardinals select Jeremiah Love. Everybody had Jeremiah Love going to the Arizona Cardinals, even though they're trying to like act like they didn't have Jeremiah Love going to them, but they actually really everybody knew that Jeremiah Love was going to very
Right. Right.
probably the best by far the best
Back.
running back in the draft. Like he hits all the wickets right there. Um, I would only say his pass defense or his pass blocking
Blocking.
leaves a little bit less to desire, but you know, fantastic, fantastic runner, right? So Tennessee Titans, all right. So everybody, you know, had either Arvell Reese or David Belly going to the Tennessee Titans. So I'm like, okay, this is where the dominoes start to fall, right? Roger Goodell gets off on the stage and I'm anticipating hearing Arvell Reese, and they're like, the Tennessee Titans select Cornell Tate, Ohio State, and
Right.
I was like,
Right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Right. What's
okay,
going on
wait,
here?
like, okay, this is
You
all right. This is good. This is
know what
good
I'm
for me.
saying?
I mean, I understand that they really do need a wide receiver, but I was
But
expecting him to jump so far up. I could see them trading back, but I was like, okay, if that's what y'all want to do, hey, that's cool with me. You know, it's cool with me, right?
man, the anxiety was pumping at this
And so
point.
yeah, so now I'm like, okay, now I know New York Giants is on the clock. So I'm like, okay, this is the time, 100% that the dominoes are starting to fall,
Oh yeah, they
right?
go they
Because
going to the defense. They going to defense, so we know that.
they're 100% going to
Oh
defense,
yes, for
100%
sure,
going to
for
defense.
sure.
So I know that they're going
Right, right.
either Caleb Downs or Arvell Reese. So I'm like, this is five is where the Caleb Downs you're getting, you know, starting to go. So I'm like, okay, anticipating hearing Caleb Downs. Roger Goodell gets up. He's like, Arvell Reese, Ohio State. So I'm like, okay, all right. I mean, that's kind of hit a gut punch because you still wanted how should I say? You still wanted one of the six, and Arvell Reese was up there, but just but my boy Caleb Downs is still up there. So I'm like, hey,
Right,
and
right.
I also don't want the New York Giants to get better, but I honestly don't know where they're going to play at, you know, because you have two other linebackers out there, but that's neither here nor there,
Right,
you
right.
know. But I'm like, okay, I still don't want them to get better. All right, so I'm like, okay, things is starting to heat up, and then comes the Browns. I'm like, okay, this is where the projection where the Dallas Cowboys were to trade. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to trade the Dallas Cowboys. And then also I heard a trade. So I'm like, okay, this is the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, let's go. We're about to pick Caleb Downs. Cleveland Browns trade with
Our
Kansas City
enemy.
Chiefs. And I'm like, no, it's Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm like, my God, Kansas City. Okay, well, all right. I like they probably need a wide receiver, so they're probably gonna get Jordan Tyson or whatever like that. So I'm like, okay, it's cool, you know. And then they were like, Roger Goodell gets on stage, and I'm like, he's like, the Kansas City Chiefs select Mansour Delane, LSU. My heart just drops, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, what what is the Dallas Cowboys gonna do? I mean, like
Right, right.
they jumped off to pick Mansour Delane, and like I know Caleb Downs is going in between 6 and 12, so I know that you know. So I'm like, okay, there's no hope for us. I'm like, okay, like this is not good. This is not good. So I'm like, I'm playing like coping strategies here. I'm like, okay, maybe Sonny Styles falls, or maybe Ruben Bain falls, or whatever like that, or Sonny Styles. I'm like, okay, maybe we can get Sonny Styles. Then Commanders come, Sonny Styles, Ohio State. I'm like, oh my goodness, and they're just starting to drop like flies. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, okay, this can't get any worse. This can't like this. All right, like this. Uh, Come on, Dallas Cowboys, y'all gonna have to trade up somehow. Please trade up with the Saints or
Right.
whatever like that. Saints stay pat, and I'm like, okay, they really need a safety too. Um, but they pick Jordan
Jordan Tyson.
Tyson, Arizona
Yeah.
State, and I'm like, woo, okay, all
Okay.
right,
Yeah, that's the time I think you and your brother was calling each other like, "Oh my God, oh my
yeah.
God," right?
So so at this point, I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. I'm like, you're still starting to get like, this is where that little hope starts to happen, because you're like, well, Caleb Downs is still not off the board. So like, okay, maybe Caleb Downs gets to us. Maybe. But like, I'm not putting my hopes up, but I'm like, okay, let's just stick with Bain. Like just
Right.
maybe, because Bain's probably more than likely to fall to the Cowboys. Next pick, is Cleveland Browns. So I'm like, okay, they're not going to trade back for a defensive player, because those blue chip defensive players were right there for the taking. There'll be no reason why they would trade back for a defensive player. And so I kind of knew this was going offense. And so when the Cleveland Browns select I was about to say Francis, no, Spencer
Spencer.
Fennell, Utah, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. This makes sense. All right, okay. So at this point, I'm like, okay, there's Miami and the darn
New
New York
York
Giants.
Giants.
And as I don't know, I've been texting Jordan and you, I'm like, okay, there's no way that they're gonna pick offense, because that would be not the
Not
most
smart.
efficient way to use
Not
best
smart.
spot to use that draft, right? I'm like, they have to pick Caleb Downs at this point, because that pick will set the NFC East on notice,
Oh,
right?
for real.
There's
Arvell Reese and Downs on one squad.
and
Oh
Downs on
man.
and they were prior teammates, like, so they
Right.
already
Right.
know each other's things. So like, it's like, okay, so I'm like, I'm sinking my chair like this, putting my head down like this, and I'm like, okay, my hand on my head, my eyes. I'm like, okay, who? I don't even want to see Twitter, and my ears are still kind of perked up until I'm hearing Roger Goodell. The New York Giants select Francis Malinois, Miami, and I'm like, wait, did they trade with Miami? I'm like, wait, did they just trade with Miami? I'm looked up and I see Francis Malinois's name on the screen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Jordan!
Right.
I'm
Right.
like, there's the six is going to fall to us. The six is going to fall. There's no way that we're going to either get one or the other. So I'm like, okay, we just have to survive Miami, right? Hopefully they're just dumb and they'll pick some random dude like
Right. Right.
Boo Boo the Fool, North Carolina State,
Right.
community
Right.
college or something like that.
Right.
But you know, I'm like, okay, maybe. And so then I see a trade, and I'm like, what is this trade thing? And then Jordan's like, Josh, the Cowboys just traded up to Miami. I'm like, okay, Jordan, just stop there. Why would they trade up to Miami? They're right behind Miami. There's no reason why they would trade up to Miami.
Right. Right.
I'm like, and so like I peek at the screen, and I'm like, and I see the Dallas Cowboys emblem on the thing. I'm like, what is this? And sure enough, Jordan was right. They traded to Miami, and for two fifth-round draft picks. So I'm like, I mean, that's a lot of picks, but hey, all right. So at this point, I'm like, because at the end of the day, like, I'm still
Right.
like,
Right.
I'm like, okay,
Hopeful.
this
Hopeful.
can't like. This like I can't be this hopeful, because they're probably gonna pick Boo Boo the Fool,
Right,
Tidewater Community
because we already
College or
got
something
right
like that.
because
Because
we already got sayings like wait
yes,
for the letdown Dallas Cowboy fan, because like there was some inside stuff that
they've
said we're
done
going
it
to do
before.
something stupid, right?
Like, yeah, like, and I'm no offense to Tyler Guyton, but like Tyler Guyton 2.0,
Right,
whatever,
right.
And so I'm like, okay. And I'm like, at this point, like the minute seemed like it was going on forever in a day. It looked like I thought I waited for like an hour.
For
And
that
then
one,
right
for that
before he gets on
2 minutes.
stage,
Right.
right before he gets on stage, guess what happens? A commercial. So I'm like, oh man. Like, are you serious right now? Like just you didn't do any commercials at all ever before, but
Right.
like now you want to do commercials. So I'm like, okay,
Like
here we go.
anxiety
All
was
right,
getting
so
all on all time high. Yeah, it was
yeah,
crazy. It
so I'm
was
like this,
crazy.
and I'm like, and so look, I have three screens, and so I'm like looking at like DallasCowboys.com, and I'm looking at the wardroom. They were like excited, people like doing like this is the most excited I've seen them before.
Right.
Like I'm like,
Like, what did
man,
they
why are they
do? What
so
did they do?
like like why are they so excited? I've never seen them this excited before ever. And then uh Rodrigo goes up, and I'm like, oh God. And I'm like putting my hand on my ears like this. I'm closing my eyes, like go like this. I'm like, I don't know. And then like Dallas Cowboys select, and everything gets quiet. You know, Caleb Downs, Ohio State, and I was like, let's go! My daughter, who's 4 years old, she didn't know what was going on. She was excited. She was like, "Let's go, Dad! Let's go!"
Right,
And I'm
right,
like,
right.
"Yes!" I'm like, "Yeah, let's go, babe! Let's
Uh,
go!"
that was
You know.
crazy. That was
So
crazy.
like we were just screaming. I'm running around the house. My daughter's running behind me because I'm excited. She's excited. We're running, running. I'm jumping over things. Almost tripping over things. I'm like, oh
Couldn't believe it.
my
Couldn't
goodness.
believe it.
The
Couldn't
Dallas
believe it.
Cowboys just picked the best player in the draft
Who
at
does
number 11.
who
I'm
does
like,
that? Right? Didn't see that
like,
coming
there's
at all.
no way. I was like, I don't know whether I'm like this excited. I was more excited about um CD Lamb, or I was like, there's no way, like I don't know. I think I was more excited than I was about CD Lamb. Because CD Lamb I was stoked about.
Right,
I think
right,
this, I'm like, this is crazy.
right.
So I'm like, okay, all right. So then I'm like, okay, and I'm like, Jordan, and we gotta calm down, we gotta calm down. It's like the Dallas Cowboys got another pick. So I'm like thinking in my hand, I'm like, well, Ruben Bain, in my mind, I'm like, well, Ruben Bain is still out there. I'm like, if Ruben Bain gets to 20, I mean, look,
Anything at this
at,
point, anything's possible because who would
yeah,
have
at this
thought
point, I'm
that
I'm
that,
I'm
that
throwing a
Caleb
black
Downs would
card.
make it? Right,
Like
right.
I'm running outside. I'm yelling, "Let's go!" at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. So, you know, eventually, so the Miami Dolphins pick Caden Proctor, Alabama, and then what was crazy to me, right? And that's something we could talk about at another time about this Ty Simpson pick with uh uh with
The
the New
Rams,
York, not New York,
the
with the
Rams.
Rams, Los Angeles Rams. I was surprised, but do you want to know who also was surprised that they picked it?
Who, the Rams?
The head coach. The head coach is so surprised. Like everybody was excited. Like so a lot of people were like fake excited. I don't know if they're real excited. And you just saw Sean McVay like this.
Well, I'll tell you what though, he made it sound like that was the best player. I mean, that was a big pick for them. Even though
No,
I
he
know
did not.
but
No, he
but
did
his
not.
but his face told a whole different story, right? That's
Look,
what you're
he was
saying.
like, so they asked him in the interview. He was like, so yeah, so we'll. He's like, so is that something that you and your general manager going to talk about? Like, well, yeah, I'll just keep that between me and him. And yeah, so yeah, Ty Simpson's going to compete with Bennett. Do you understand? You can't even compete with the first, like, because I can understand, like, why in the world would you pick? Why in the world would you pick a quarterback or a person who and then the other quarterback that you have on your roster was the reigning MVP last year. Matthew Stafford was the MVP last year, and the first round draft pick that you're going to pick at 13 is Ty Simpson. Like, are you serious? There was no way for you to trade back. You couldn't trade back and get it. Like, come on now.
Well, I mean, looking at Ty Simpson, I mean, and from Alabama. I really do think that is where he picked him, where he went might be questionable,
It
but
was a little too rich,
right, but
but
I think that's a good pick for
he's
them.
not he's not a bad quarterback. He's not a
Oh,
bad quarterback, but I
and
just
for to be under McVay and also behind Stafford for the next
yeah, which
couple
is
years, I
great.
think that's going to be
But you
something
got to
we're going to
remember
deal with for a long time, huh?
this team went to the NFC Championship
Right.
last year. How is Ty Simpson going to help them next year
Well, they didn't. For someone
or
with that
this year?
caliber,
Excuse me, this year.
someone for that caliber, I think and they believe they give him this year to push out. But
You,
what they was down for in a wide receiver, they needed some more receivers. Because I know we call it
yeah, they needed
Nakua and all of those
receivers.
guys.
They could have got
I
O
don't they don't know
line.
what his future may hold. And you never know, man. Philadelphia might do a trade for. Somehow they do something, give him up in
I
the
mean, they already
past.
did a trade already.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
right, but you never know. You never know what might come up. You know what I'm saying? You might see him there in the jersey, but
Yeah,
you're
and
right.
so then, so yeah, so that's another story in itself. So,
Right, right, right.
then Olavega, Ione, guard for Penn State, goes to the Ravens, right? And so I'm like, okay, Baines, like, hey, this is a prime time to trade, right? I'm like, you can trade up to get Bain, and but then Tampa Bay picks Reuben Bain, Miami. I'm like, oh man, it would been perfect. I'm like, I'm still on cloud nine because Ohio State, it would have been cherry on top, right? And then Kenyon Sadiq, very good tight end, gets picked at 16 from Oregon. Blake Miller, offensive tackle. So like all these offensive tackles start going, and then they pick, which is weird. The Ravens pick Caleb Banks, which is defensive tackle, which is he's a very good player from Florida, but it's a little too rich for me. I had him on the second round, but neither here nor there, right? So Monroe I said
Freeland.
Monroe Freeling, excuse me, from Georgia goes to the Carolina Panthers. Solid pickup too. Not a bad person. So they're at 20. So I'm like, okay, who's on the board? There's Makai Lemon, but like there's George Pickens or whatever like that. There's Messidor. Messidor's like he's like a pro ready guy right there. So I'm like I can see them picking Messidor. But also I was like, please. I'm like, I don't. It's not that I think Keldrick Falk is bad, but I just don't think Keldrick Falk would fit right in the system. Right. I think that he still needs polishing. I think he's going to be a very great player. It's just the fact that I just think he needs a certain coaching, and I don't think that certain coaching is on the Dallas Cowboys.
Right,
So I'm
right.
like, please don't get um, Keldrick Falk because that like you won't maximize his assets, and I just don't think he would fit with the Cowboys. Now watch, he becomes like a universal, like he comes like the next Max Crosby, and then I'm sitting here looking like Boo Boo the Fool. So anyway, there's a trade. And I'm like, okay, like I can see this. I'm like at this point, I was like, okay, I'm okay with Messidor, but like if you want to like trade back to get like a Jacob Rodriguez in round two, I'm like, I'm hoping that, they traded with like Miami so that way the Dallas Cowboys can get Jordan Brooks, right? Or they traded with like the Jets so that they can, or somebody else because they can get another pick into the first round again. But then I saw an Eagles emblem up there and I was like, what? What in the world is the Dallas Cowboys communicating with the ops? Like
Yeah, I don't get
there
that.
better be a tax for that, you know. And sure enough, there was a division tax. They traded the two first round. They jumped two spots. They get two fourth round draft picks. So you lost two fifths, but you gained two fourths. So like out of this whole entire deal, you actually got out of you trading up, you eventually got actually two better picks from the two fifth round. Now you went up into the fourth. So I think that's pretty decent. I think that's a decent trade. So, um, but the last time the Dallas Cowboys traded with the Eagles, the Eagles got Devontae Smith. And now here you are. You're getting another wide receiver and Makai Lemon. And I'm like, oh, here we go again.
Right, right, right.
You know? And obviously, apparently the Steelers really wanted Makai Lemon. They picked him. And they weren't too happy about that because they were on the phone with him. And then while they were on the phone with them, like he had, I guess the Eagles cut over to them to that player in mid sentence, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna pick you." And the Steelers were hot. They were really hot. So I don't know what that whole ordeal was. If it was up to me, like you could have traded uh your picks for the Dallas Cowboys. Like you had some people that you could have traded, but you didn't. So I'm sorry to say that. But anyways, as a consolation prize, they got a Max Iron Anchor from Arizona State. That's the Steelers got, and then Miami when who picked ahead of the Dallas Cowboys again. They got Akeem Mazador, decent guy.
Chargers.
That's a Miami. Excuse me, the
Yeah.
Chargers. They got Akeem Mazador, really good edge defender. He's one of the pro ready guys right there. A lot of people were kind of skeptical about him because he's like 25 years old, so he's an old man in a young man sport. So, but he still had like he was dominating them, but they don't know it was because of the fact that he was older, um, as opposed to him actually just having talent. But Chargers got him, and so now it's the Dallas Cowboys, right? So at this point, I'm like, okay, like I was like, there's people out there. There's like, okay, you can get your Colton Hoods of the worlds. I was like, they're not gonna get McCoy because he's a hurt guy. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess you can reach for your linebackers or Jacob Rodriguez. So I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, and the marquee goes on the screen, because I couldn't even hear it because my ears are just busted at this point because I just saw Roger Goodell because I was screaming so loud. So like my eardrums are pretty much busted. And it said Malachi Lawrence. And at first I was like, all right, they didn't get Falk, so I'm good. But then I started going like, why would they get him? Like he went to UCF. And my wife didn't like that because she's a UCF alma mater for UCF. I was like, man, that's not like what I mean. And so, but actually, looking back at it, looking at looking back at my notes, looking back at my notes, no, Malachi Lawrence is actually a really, really good pickup. There's actually some speculation that some people are saying he is probably the best pass rusher in the NFL draft. Okay,
Wow. That says a lot.
so he has a lot of tools in his toolbox. I mean, I guess that was kind of almost akin um, to Donovan Azaraku, but Malachi Lawrence, his raw score, which is the athletic score, is off the charts. He's way more athletic than Donovan Azaraku. So you're getting a more athletic Donovan Azaraku here, and he's a little bit more polished as a pass rusher too. So
Okay, so
you're getting
we got Caleb Downs and we got Malachi Lawrence for our first pick, right? So
right.
let's talk about who we have. Uh,
Hmm.
let's dive in into say, okay, um, who are they? Can they do for the Dallas Cowboys? Let's what do you say about that?
Okay, let's do this. Let's start with Caleb Downs here. I'm going to get my notes together here.
All right.
Um, and Caleb Downs is this is the I'm going to tell you something very funny about Caleb Downs here. Caleb Downs, this guy was the pick that Christian Parker wanted. Uh, I kind of, as I was telling you beforehand, it kind of reminded me of Zero Dark 30, where they're about to go into Osama bin Laden's house, and the main character kept on putting the number on, like the number of days on the screen, how long it's been since they had all the intel so that way they can go to Osama bin Laden's house, so that way they can get Osama bin Laden, you know. And so it kind of reminds me of that because Christian Parker kept on, and this is what Jerry Jones said. He kept on sending pictures to Will McClay and the front office of two people's pictures. It was Caleb Downs and Malachi Lawrence.
Oh wow.
And he kept on sending those pictures to them, saying, like, this is like, I guess that's the thing to remind them, like, these are the people that
We
I
need.
want.
Right.
Yeah, this is the
Right.
people that we need. These are the people that, like, that's going to elevate the Dallas Cowboys to the next level. Also, Jerry Jones asked, um, what do you call it? uh, Brian Schottenheimer to write a sick list. And what a sick list is like pick 5 players down, right? That you'll be sick to your stomach if if
We
they
don't
went
get
to
them.
somebody else, you would be uh you would just not be able to sleep at night. And then I don't know for sure one of them was Malachi Lawrence, but I know for sure one of them was Caleb Downs. So the fact that they were all in unison about Caleb Downs is this is the guy I for all our listeners out there, I want you to go back to the introductory press conference for Christian Parker. And I want you to hear about get to the point where they start talking about the nickel corner and what or nickel back and what he envisions in the nickel back. And that is a person that like who's as he calls it his brain works, right? A person that can be a linebacker at one end, can blitz the quarterback in another time, and can go back into coverage. A person that's just a jack of all trades and a master of some. And this is all that what he said was the embodiment of Caleb Downs. This dude is he's just the jack of all trades, right? He's just he's every he's everything that you would want in a safety, right? He he's rangy. He has pop. Whenever he hits you, you know he hits you. Um and he wraps up very clean, right? He keeps his eyes before his feet, so like he and balance, right? He's quick to read plays, right? So it's almost like you can call him Nostradamus almost. Like he can read a play before that play even happens.
That's
He's there.
crazy.
He does not which is crazy. So he's already going to the person who who he knows that the quarterback is like it's like having Tony Romo, like you know how he's doing the
Right. Right.
commentary, it's like
Right.
having Tony Romo on the field, right?
Like you got a cheat sheet.
Here's another interesting fact. Caleb Downs didn't allow a passing touchdown in 2 seasons at Ohio State. Do you understand how hard that is not to allow one touchdown, like when they're just throwing all over the place? That's over.
Wow.
That's
That's
over 874 cover snaps. That is crazy, right?
no. Was it? Was it?
Um,
Was it your? Was it your? Was it you or was it your brother who told me that neighbors from the Giants was speaking
oh
about the
my
talent?
God, I wish we had a clip of that. He was like, I wanted to get this guy so bad. You're telling me right now I have to play against this thing? This dude called him a thing. Do you understand how crazy you have to be called an object, not even a person, like to be called an alien? It's
Yeah,
almost
yeah,
like a
right,
not
right, right,
human.
right, right, right. It's
And
it's
then he
it's
ended
it's a
it.
tool that you got to deal
It
with.
almost like it brought down nightmares for him. He was like, "This dude is very good," and then he repeated it. He repeated that same sentence 2 other times, as if he was like reminiscing on like a nightmare. He's like, "This dude is very good." No, this dude is very good.
Oh wow.
And he got closer. This dude is very good. You know,
Right, right,
like
right.
this dude, like it almost shook him. He was like so shook. Like I was like Dave, it's gonna be all right, man. Like
So I guess the New York Giants' second pick that they had when the New York Giants had that second pick, I'm sure he probably really lost it when he found out that they didn't pick him up.
He actually lost it. I mean, he said Arvo Reese is a really good player, but he's like, where is he going to play at? Because they have like 3 other linebackers, so where he's going to play at? Where he's going to play?
Wow.
But like, his another thing is, and I'm going to say a couple last things about Caleb Downs, but his communication skills is
Off
off
the
the charts.
charts.
Yeah, it's off the charts. It's like he knows how to communicate. I mean, if you needed the green dot, um, he can do that, and he's all about business, man. He's like first to practice, last first one in, last one out. And another thing is, if you, I urge you guys all to listen to his interviews, and I'm not gonna like, try to like put this in there, but this guy is a man of faith, and he'll tell you that in all of his interviews, right? And I'll just leave it at that. He's just a man of faith, and he puts his faith over pretty much everything, and he says it. So I urge you guys to listen to his interviews and stuff like that. And he's well articulated. This dude is smart. When you said his brain works, just listening to him talk, like this dude is like, if there was like a nerd in the in
As an
a
athlete.
jock clothing, yeah, it would be Caleb Downs, man. Like this dude, but like now he can switch. He can switch it now. He can switch it, and but he is this is the prototypical typical thing of what Christian Parker was saying. His brain works. Yeah, his brain flipping works. His brain works. This dude, as you can see over there, he blitzing, covering. I think like this dude has returned a punt or kickoff for a touchdown. He did a kick like a punt return for a touchdown. This dude can do it all. Like he can do anything that you put him to, he can do it all. Like the only knock on him that I have is his measurables. If he was 6'2" in the draft and a little bigger, he probably would have been the number one pick in the draft. And Mendoza would have probably been picked in the third round. I don't know, but like, I'm just kidding. But no, like this dude is crazy good. Like universally all American safety. Like I think 2 times in a row. Like this dude is he is yeah, he's the truth.
He's a
That's all
real
I can
deal
say. He's the
Holyfield.
truth.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, yeah.
we do have that you say did that kickoff return.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick too for him to that they had him back there. You're talking about all around player. Here it is here, but that kickoff return he made, and man, I mean he running like he true offensive player. You know what I'm saying? He's like this dude is like gone. I mean, sudden
I,
step, turn around. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's a
Agility,
right,
sidestep.
bam,
Look at that.
like
Turn. Look at that. Spin right
uh,
there.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He
look
just,
at that.
I
Shoot
mean,
over there. Oh, got
oh
him.
man, I see you. I'm gone now. I'm gone. Now I don't know his speed though, but how fast he is, but field speed, boy, good.
Yeah.
Field speed,
Off the
boy, good.
charts.
Oh man, you know what I'm
Off the
saying?
charts.
And I guess that helped him on his defensive prowl because he'll stick to you, and he's so athletic, man. It's crazy how the what he does. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It,
but he's a real deal Holyfield, man. And I was watching his films um, from him and trying to pay close attention to his positioning and where he puts himself and how sometimes it's almost like he got somebody is whispering what's going to because he goes there with, oh my goodness, look at that. He goes there with 100% knowing like this is where you're going. Like I'm not going
yes.
there. No, you going here and check it out. I'm gonna be there. And then his open field tackles, that means a lot, man, for that size. For the,
Yeah,
what I'm
it's
saying,
crazy.
he's getting you down. He kind of remind me of Dion, cause Dion, right? Cause Dion was not one of those, hard hitters. You know what I'm saying? But you going down. He going to get a tackle, right? Um, but that's he's man. I'm looking. I was looking. I'm like, man, this dude is all over the place, and he's not he's stingy, man. He's stingy. He don't
Yeah,
want
he
you to
is.
he don't want you to win at all, man. He don't want you to win at all, and that's the kind of guy. That's the kind of energy that we was missing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, kind of remind you back in the Woodson days and all of that stuff, man. But you kind of missing all of those that energy of being out there like, man, I'm coming at you at 100 every play, and
Yeah,
man, you know what
high
I'm saying?
motor.
Oh man, that was to me was a serious pickup, and I know I asked you guys yesterday, but I'm gonna ask you now for everybody can hear that what grade did you give, even with Malachi being our second pick on our first, but basically like you put it to us the other day, it basically I don't know if you or Jordan said it. Basically, Malachi was our second round pick, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
because it was our second pick of the draft, and based
Mm-hmm.
on that, our first and second, even though two first round picks, what grade are you giving Dallas for these pickups?
Honestly, I'm giving it an A. I'm really giving it an A. Um,
So you on board? Ooh, goodness gracious!
yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but that boy is
Yeah, and
how you say it, nicety?
This is
Like you
why
say, it's
Jordan was
nicety.
saying to me, this is why Jordan was saying to me. I was like, this is why Jordan said I was crazy when he was like, I was like, hey, yeah, I mean, Caleb Downs. I'm like, he won't change our defense around, but he'll
Mm,
help it.
mm.
And Jordan was like, are you crazy? Yeah, he's gonna turn the defense around.
I mean, look, when you have not allowed a touchdown for 2 years, come on, bruh. I mean, it's he's a piece of work, man, and I mean, and he look like he's not afraid to hit you. He's not afraid of contact. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So,
he will lay it down,
oh
and
man,
yeah,
he's not afraid of it.
yeah,
Um,
he's got that pop. He's got that pop,
yeah,
man. Like, and that's the only thing that yeah, that's the only thing that I have. Like, he's good. So like, I would grade it an A. Honestly, you got the best player available in the whole entire. Like, it's not even the best player available. You got the best player in the draft.
right,
That's
right,
what you got. You got the best player in the draft. And I have like we've texted each other before, and you asked us like, who do you want the Dallas Cowboys to have, right?
right.
And I always pick down stretch, and Jordan was like, even Reese. Like, I was like, ooh, that's hard, but no. First I put Reese.
Right, right.
I'll go Reese, but then I was like, now I'm kind of leaning more towards Downs. Though Downs is really really nice, man. Downs is really really nice. Yeah, like
He's
this
nicey.
dude.
He's nicey.
He's definitely nicey.
Yeah.
He's definitely nicey.
Hey,
He's gonna be. It's I they are a linebacker and pass rusher away from being really good. I just need this dude to be good. Like, he just needs one more. He just needs 1 year in the NFL, and this dude's gonna take off. Right? He's gonna be all
right.
right in the NFL. Like, this year, he's gonna be okay.
So it's going to be
Right?
an impact, but you thinking that he's going to be based on his ceiling, based on what he looks like right now, he's going to be Pro Bowler by the second year, and then Hall of Famer by
I
third,
wouldn't be so.
Hall of Famer by third year.
He's the Hall of Famer
Prediction,
though.
prediction.
I wouldn't be so sure. Like, if they said that Caleb Downs is an All Pro by his second year, I wouldn't be surprised.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. If he was like
Well, based on
going
it,
up there, if he got snubs,
but you know what though? You know, I know that you're looking at what Pro Bowler selection should be because his last few Pro Bowler selection, was a
little suspect.
little suspect. You know what I'm saying? But based on what the Pro Bowl supposed to stands for, what it's supposed to stand for.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for him making
He can.
second year
I'll say
Pro Bowl,
this.
what I think would be
I'll say this.
awesome.
He has a very good chance of being, which will be hard. Like this will be hard though. The rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year. It'll be kind of hard. Probably it's gonna be Reese because usually like they give it to more people that like. Now if he becomes rookie of the year, more than likely he's gonna be an All Pro.
Well, Reese is bad, but you know what I'm saying, Reese got to play against them crazy boys, them crazy brothers. They ain't real brothers, but I'm talking about them George
The
Pickens and that.
Tylers.
They know them George Pickens and
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
those. Did
The
you say
Goon
Pollard?
Bros.
No.
Yeah, I call them the Goon Bros.
Yeah.
Those guys are just they're psychopaths.
Right. Even
You
though,
know.
right. Yeah. So depending on where they put them at, you know what I'm saying. And then that offensive line we have ain't no snouts. We ain't the best offensive line in the NFL, but this is another day talking about that Dakota Prescott, but you know what I'm saying, he ain't no slouch either. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
So yeah, he gonna have to be against those cats. So we'll see what's happening with that though. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's go um let's go to
Malachi.
Malachi. Yeah, Malachi. What do you got for him?
So yeah, this guy, um, his raw score is really really good. He has pretty much he's very athletic. He has like pretty much all the tools. Like a lot of times with pass rushers, they have like maybe one or two moves or whatever like that. But this dude has pretty much moves upon moves upon moves. He can dip. He can do a spin move. He can do bull rush. He can swim. He can do all the swim moves. He can bend and everything like that.
Right.
So he has all the pass rush moves and stuff like that. One of the reason why they kind of dinged him was because of the fact that like he's a little older. What you want for like even though 20, I don't believe 22 or 23 is old, but they kind of you know call that old, and the fact that he was limited by his competition, right? So there
Right.
was not really a great way to like test him for his competition or whatever like that. He has a quick first step, man. He really really does. Like, and that goes with his athleticism. And as I said, he has a move for every block. So I mean, people were saying that this guy was like pretty much, you know, um, some people had him as the number one pass rusher. Um, he has a very 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 high motor, a very very high motor. Like this dude, like if he gets to you, um, yeah, he's gonna get to like
Right.
he's gonna find a way to get to you. Even if you're running away, he's gonna follow you. There's no letting up. Like there were some people that was in the NFL. I'm not gonna name any names, but he's gonna have a relentless motor, and so it's gonna be pretty good, you know.
Right.
And
Well,
that's what I got for him.
right. Well, and the fact that the defensive coach had him on a, saying the slip paper that they keep passing on, the saying these are the two people, and it's funny that it's almost like you have a wish list, but of these, and these are the two best people that I would like to have on the squad, and then you end up getting those two. That says a
Hmm.
lot, and then it also says, which is another thing, is the influence that our DC has into with Jerry and the boys. You know what I'm saying? Like I was wondering, like what type of influence will he be able to go and grab the defense for his roster? You know what I'm saying? Because it's different for one thing to come into a league, come into Dallas with an idea and what you want to run, what type of defense you want to run. But then there's another to be able to say, okay, these are the people that I want, and then they stand behind you by going getting the players that you say you wanted to fit that scheme that you want to run, and so that says a lot, man, of him. And I'm looking to see, man. I'm excited to see what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And It's going
I
to
mean,
be
they got
very
the right
interesting.
people. They got the right people for it. That's all I'm going to say. They got the right people for it. You got BT Jordan. This guy has worked with pastors all the time. You have the guy from I forgot what his name was from Georgia. He's a very good D line coach. Like, and then you have Christian Parker. Like, these people are going to relate to them so well, and they're going to break it down for these people. Like, they're. I think you're getting a better output than you did last year, this year, because people are going to understand it more. And I think they're, as Christian Parker says, it, these are the people that their brain works, so they're going to be picking up on what these people want. Like, he's going to understand the concept. Like, the person that was the D line coach, I believe, he coached Malachi Lawrence.
Mm.
So he already knows like the verbiage and stuff like that. He knows his like what he's looking for already. So that way it's gonna be very quick to pick up and everything like that. It's gonna be more familiar and stuff like that. So I think these people are gonna be pretty I think he's gonna be a little bit more ready.
Well, that's good, and and I know Jordan and and you and I, Jordan and I, we was talking offline earlier, and I know you guys were thinking that um, it's going to take a couple of years. Well, not technically a year, but it's going to take at least 1 year before I believe we be like a solid defense. Like we was ranked 31, 32 last year. And then based on what it looks like in stats wise, I mean not stats, but on paper, with the players that we have, with the upgrades of when Mika Parson left and we got Quentin inside, we got all of these players now and they're going, and then you got our players come back from injury. What's his name? Our linebacker.
Overshawn? Oh
Overshawn.
no, you're
Yeah,
talking
I was talking
yeah,
about Overshawn.
Overshawn.
So we got right now, based on what we're looking, like based on now in the draft of Caleb Brown's, Malachi Lawrence. You guys believe that we probably push ourselves up to maybe top 15, um, um, based on what we have. Not seeing nothing yet, and not seeing not seeing
not seeing
our
our
what you call
what
it.
you call it.
I don't know. I got
I
an
don't know. I got
echo
an
here,
echo here,
but not
but
seeing
not
the
seeing the
defense. I
defense.
mean, the
I mean, the
coach,
coach,
Christian Parker,
Christian Parker,
coach, because we
coach,
haven't
because we
seen him
haven't
yet.
seen him yet.
But
But
I
I
think
think
I don't know
I
what
don't
I
know what I
see.
see.
I got you.
Okay,
Okay,
what I see
what I see
is
is
what I hear
when I
Christian
hear
Parker.
Christian Parker,
I give him a
I
little bit
give him a
more,
little bit
man.
more, man.
I give him a little
I
bit
give him a
more.
little bit more.
So I don't
So
know.
I don't know.
So
So
I'm thinking it
I'm thinking
may
it may
if
if
I think
I
if
think
we make,
if we
just
make,
like I said the
just
other
like I
day,
said the other day,
if we make
if
the
we make the
playoffs,
playoffs,
sky's the limit for
sky's the
us.
limit
I
for
think we
us. I
have. I
think we
think
have. I think we.
I know
And I
everybody
know
said,
everybody said,
"Dude, you think it's
"Dude, you
Super
think it's
Bowl?
Super Bowl?
Really? That is
Really? That is
crazy."
crazy."
Well,
Well,
I don't
I
think they're going
don't
to get
think they're
into the
going to
Super
get into
Bowl.
the
I
Super
don't.
Bowl.
I don't think.
I don't think.
I'm just
I'm
saying
just saying,
if we make it
if we make it
to the
to the
um,
uh,
playoffs,
playoffs,
Hmm.
all bets
all
off.
bets off.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Because based
Because
on
based
his
on his
what I'm
what I'm
hearing,
hearing,
I think it's going
I
to be
think it's
good.
going to be good.
So I don't know.
So I don't know.
Your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Your thoughts?
So um I'm just able to say, make sure I muted the right one. That's all. Like I said, make
Uh,
sure I muted the right one. So the thing is, I think they're on the right start. I will say this: they're on the right start. I still think they need a linebacker. I still think that they need uh, a more of an edge rusher, and that'll be. And who knows? Maybe Donovan Ezra might unlock something that we don't know about. Maybe he's got his peanut butter on now and he can do his thing, right? I don't know about Rashawn Gary too much. I think he's more of a run guy than anything. So I just got to see how this plays out. I don't know how they're gonna do, but I think that they're better than they were before. Than because how they were this time last year, I mean, it
Right.
was.
Right.
I mean, compared to like the end of the year this year, I was. It was like pretty much like two two sides of the same behind.
Okay.
One cheek and the other cheek. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like it was bad.
But
You know.
it just could
So
be because we were so bad. Maybe we
yes,
were thinking that we don't want to get too caught up and saying that
this
we Super Bowl ready, how good you became, but that that distance between where we were and where we are now, it seemed it's so vast. We might be
I
thinking
am very yeah. I'm
incorrectly.
very. I am the phrase for I am cautiously optimistic.
Got you. Got you.
I think the floor is higher. I really do think the floor is higher. There's still a lot of question marks on this, right? There's still question marks in the health of uh, Deron Bland. There's questions about Siobhan Ravel, right? There's questions about Donovan, not Donovan. Yeah, Donovan Azaraku. There's questions about Demarion Albershon. That's 4 year starters right there that there's questions about because of the fact that they're hurt. Now, granted, it's more of a bone thing than anything, and Siobhan Ravel is 1 year removed or 2 years removed, so he should be good. So there's just a lot of questions. We're just gonna have to see, and I'm just cautiously optimistic. And I hope everybody is, and if they are a lot better than what people are perceiving they are. I hope that's the case, so that way the Dallas Cowboys can still at least about 4 or 5 games before they start catching on.
All right.
And at that point, they'll have already a what do you call it, a symbiosis, or they're already gelling well together, and now that they can start building off of what they did within the 4 weeks. But I think off-season workouts start on Monday, the 27th of April. I believe that's when the first session of OTA start. So this is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen.
All right.
So I'm interested though. I might have to go out there to Oxnard to see what's going on.
Come on out. We go out here together and see what's happening. But check this out. Joshua, we're going to go ahead on and make sure this thing is still fresh. Jordan to be here again to finish talking about the full draft and what you guys can give the whole thing and how it's going to impact these Dallas Cowboys. But right now, we're going to say peace. And if you have not, look down and make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We got these boys, Malachi Lawrence and Caleb Downs. Be going forward. Guys, take it up. Peace.